Sup you phonies, how's it going? Welcome to another Blender tutorial. Today we're gonna work on a tornado. A tornado made in Blender for free, and it is very easy thanks to Embergen. But more about that later. I got asked a lot, how did I make this little tornado under this UFO? And today I'm gonna explain to you how I did that, because it is very simple and anyone with a computer with Blender can do it for free. The first thing we need is Embergen. Embergen is another software where you can make explosions, dust simulations, all of that good stuff in real time. And that is very exciting for everyone who has ever made like an explosion or smoke or anything like that in Blender knows how long and tedious this process is. It takes a long time for the computer to render, not with Embergen. But this is not going to be an Embergen tutorial. This is going to be a video where you can download an asset made in Embergen and just use it in Blender. And that's how it goes. The first thing we need is go to the Embergen website. It's jangafx.com, and then you're gonna find Embergen. Once you're on this website, go to downloads, download free VDB assets. Once you're here, you can see a lot of cool assets you can use. I use the fire plume a lot, and like I said last time, I used the tornado looping. That's what we're gonna use today. So just click on download and then let's go. Once you downloaded it, go to Blender. I already made a little scene, but you can just start with nothing. Just make a plane, a ground, whatever, just to experiment with it. But in that case, we're gonna make a little tornado in this desert with this little tower here. By the way, I didn't model the tower, neither did I make this desert. I downloaded both from Blender Kit. It's for free, you can check it out, it's pretty cool. It has thousands of models, free things, which is pretty cool. And that helps me to not have to model anything myself. So here we are, this is our scene. So the first thing we do is Shift A, and now usually we go on mesh to create a mesh, but here we're gonna go on volume and go import open VDB. Now we have to find the VDB file we just downloaded from Embergen. So all of these clips here are my VDB file. So what we need to do is select all of them by hitting A and then import open VDB. Now we can already see something is happening, but it seems like it is just too big. So adjust the scale until you're happy. Bring it up to the position you want it to be. I'm going to import an HDRI light, and we can already see there is a tornado going on. The problem with VDB files is it is going to take a very long time inside of Blender, but that's cool because it's pretty much done. If we rendered this, it probably would look pretty good. When we open our shader editor, we can see if we make a new material, we can give it a few information. Just like with any volume, the anisotropy is important. Let's do this to 0.6. Let's keep the density on 1,000 or 1. And with those VDB files, sometimes you can see here the density, sometimes you can see the temperature. If it's a flame, then you can just change this here to whatever it's saying here, but in that case we don't need it, we don't need any temperature, and that's pretty much it. Let's render one frame so we know what it looks like. Here we're already getting a pretty good idea. This is what the tornado looks like, but we can also manipulate the movement a little, which can be pretty cool. So let's say we want our tornado to travel. Let's start with frame 1. This is where our tornado starts. Go to item and let's hit hover over the location, hit I. That's how we create a keyframe. Go to, let's say, frame 200. Actually the VDB is only 128 frames long, so we're gonna go to frame 128, move it along those two axes, like let's say somewhere here. Now we hover over the location again, hit I again. Now we see that we have two keyframes. Those are eased into each other, we don't want that. I hover over here, hit T, linear. Now it's just going to go from A to point B. You can see that from the top, very cool. And that's it for the VDB tornado. We can decrease or increase the density, which can be very cool, but keep in mind every time you change it, make sure to render so you actually see what it looks like. Also, it has extra VDB settings here. Like also here you can change the density, but that's only for the viewport. So now it's on 2 and we can see it's a little denser. And now all I'm going to do is I work on my environment a little, so it's a little bigger because it's going to go far into the distance with the camera angle I'm using, because I'm simulating like a drone shot. So that's going to be cool. And one more thing I always like to do, especially in a case like that where dust is being flown up, I'm going to make a volume box. I just hit Shift A, make a cube, scale the cube up by a lot. It doesn't have to reach to the ground that much, or technically at all, so I scale it down on the Z-axis, just that it's right out of frame, so the camera should still be inside our volume box. That's cool. Now we're going to create a new material. Let's call it volume. Delete the principled BSDF, Shift A, make a volume scatter, connect that with volume. The density, let's say 0.01, that 0.6. And now it's just a matter of dialing in the volume, how dense you want it to be. 0.001. Under my camera settings, I'm going to pick depth of field, check this on, and use my VDB tornado as the focus point. So my focus is always going to be on the tornado. That already looks pretty cool. Now I'm just going to animate my camera a little, and then we're done. I go to frame 1. This is kind of what I want my frame to be. Have my camera selected, go on item, hover over location, hit I, hover over rotation, hit I. Go on the last frame we're going to render, move it a little, hover over location, hit I, hover over rotation, hit I. 172 is going to be my last frame. And again, I'm going to hover over here, over my graph editor, hit T, linear. So now the camera is moving smoothly from place A to place B. Under render properties, go down and turn on motion blur. It's going to take longer to render, but believe me, it's going to look more realistic. Under output properties, make sure to select the right beginning and end of your frames. 172 is going to be my last one. So this is going to be what I'm going to render. Actually, 127 is my last frame, so I'm going to change that to 127. You can also change the color of your tornado. When you click on it, go to your material, you can change it to a little something more sandy. I'm going to do the same thing with my volume box. Change the color to something more a little like the sand, but not too much. I'm going to increase the density by a little, and that's it. I hope that was helpful. Make sure to check out the Emergen website and play around with Emergen. It's not for free, but you can download a few assets to experiment with them. It's a lot of fun and free effects for you, and nothing is better than having free stuff. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below, and see you in the next video. Toodaloo.